For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for the first edition of the Ryan Lewicki Show here in 2024. Currently joined by Wheeling University head baseball coach Ryan Lewicki. And Ryan, you guys kick off the season this weekend, a 3-game series with Cal U. Obviously, last year, historic year for you guys. You break the single-season win record again, win your first MEC tournament game. Talk about last season first and what it was like going through that year.
Yeah, last year was a lot of new pieces a year ago from the 21-22 recruiting class. So we knew there was going to be some really, tough roads ahead early on, trying to figure out where guys fit with all those new pieces. As the year went on, we got better. We got more confident, played better that way throughout the year. Our pitching was better than it's ever been. Our offense was good enough for us to win a lot of games. And, 29 wins is great. It's a great success for us in 5 years of building this program to where it is. Obviously still not the end result that we truly want in this program. But there was a lot of great careers that came to an end, like Jacob Murray, Lucas Rollins, Jared Natus, some of those guys. And then there's also careers that are still going for us with this year, like Braden Killens and Cody McCarley and Kenny Jenks and those guys. So it was a great year, obviously getting to the conference tournament for the second time and finally getting a win at the conference tournament for the first time ever. So all in all, still not the end result we want in our program, but there were some really good parts to last season and some really good endings to some guys' careers as well.
And speaking of all the guys coming back, you have a lot of guys coming back. I believe 6 of your 9 starters and your top 3 starting pitchers from last year, all back this year. Having that experience and going through what they went through last year, how's that going to help them grow in here in 2024?
Yeah, I would say this year the expectation, again, just like every year's, it's high, and I think with 6 starters back on the offense, a lot of experience in the front end of our rotation, and a closer back like Hunter Dick, the expectation to make the NCAA tournament, to have a shot to win the conference tournament's there again. The only difference to it is we have 20 new players. So you bring back a lot of key pieces, but you also bring in a lot of new guys to fill some holes that maybe we do have. But the expectation's big. Those guys are all hoping for big roles again. We don't change what we do. We just try to, get the new group of guys in to keep building on what we're trying to get ahead, which is the NCAA tournament at the end of the day.
And looking at your starting rotation, at the top, you obviously have Cody McCarley, Kenny Jenks, and Dominic Parker McDonald all back from last year. Talk about those guys and how they're going to take a leadership role with so many new pitchers coming in as well.
Yeah, our staff's as good as it's ever been. Last year I felt like that was the best staff I had in 4 seasons. And I think this staff can be better by far than that staff. Now we got to stay healthy. Guys obviously got to keep working and developing their craft over the next 3 months even. But you have front-end pitching like Cody McCarley, who is an ace with, tons of experience, 3 years under his belt, threw 70-plus innings for us last year. You have a guy like Kenny Jenks in his 5th year of college that threw 70-plus innings for us last year. That was really effective, for us a year ago. You have guys like Dom, who's got 2 years of experience with me. You bring in a grad transfer like Nick Martinez, who's got 4 years under his belt at a D2 out west, and another starter like Wes Landis, who threw 60 innings at a junior college a year ago. So the expectation on the staff is probably the highest it's ever been. We have 4 legit starting pitchers, and like I said, we still have our all-region, in my mind, closer with Hunter Dick. And I think there are some other really good bullpen pieces that can make this group exciting to watch. Now, we still have to figure out where everybody fits, but those 3 guys that all come back, and then Hunter in the back end, they've done a great job leading the new group of pitchers that we do have. We're still trying to figure out, what truly is our identity as a staff, but I love the talent and I love the group as a whole so far.
And then on the offensive side, the top of your lineup has a lot of firepower. Christian Boyle's back in the leadoff spot. Braden Killens, as you mentioned earlier. Talk about this lineup and kind of your expectations on that side of the ball.
Yeah, it's different. We've been known the last 3 years, as truthfully a power offense. We're going to swing for, a lot of gap to gap, a lot of power, trying to hit home runs. We're okay with striking out. We're playing for big innings. That's who we are. And I don't think we're going to get away from that, but I think this offense now, is more complete in a sense of, we're going to be able to be better at just a higher OBP, less strikeout type scenario. We're going to try to find ways to create more havoc than just swinging for, the pop, the power, and the fences. So this offense has a lot of experience, which is great. Now, we still have to figure out where some of these new pieces fit. We are replacing a Jacob Murray, at short. We all are replacing, a Lucas Rollins at first still. And, you got a catcher like Garth that was here for 4 years is also gone. So there are holes, and again, we brought in some really good talent to fill them. It's just figuring out where do they all fit in this offense. So it's exciting. I like this offense. They've made good strides. We don't change who we are. We just got to figure out what guys can do what jobs for us and help us get wins at the end of the day.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head baseball coach Ryan Lewicki. And Ryan, once again, you guys have a tough non-conference schedule. As we said, you open this weekend with Cal U. You go down to Dillard next weekend. Talk about this non-conference stretch and kind of what you're looking to accomplish from it.
Yeah, the simple term for us is winning weekends. I say it every year, and we talked about it Monday with our guys. You want to play baseball in mid-May. You want to make a postseason run, you have to win weekends early on. Last year, that was probably the struggle. We didn't win enough weekends early in our non-conference play that when you're looking at 30 wins in a season, you're trying to figure out, all right, why aren't you top 6 in a region? Well, it's because you lose your non-conference weekends. So for us, we have to keep a ton of in-region series like Cal U, like Bluefield State, like the Clarion Glenville crossover. We got to play in-region opponents. And now the difference has got to be the mindset is you have to win the weekend. You got to take 2 out of 3. If you're playing a 4-game set, you got to win 3 out of 4. You can't afford, to take 1 and 2s or offers because it doesn't get you to where you're trying to go as a program. So a good set of 13, non-conference games before conference play, with 10 of them being in the region. That was the mindset. Let's play a lot of in-region opponents. Let's see where we stack out in this region this year. And we got four weekends ahead. Let's try to be 4 for 4 on winning weekends when we get to conference play.
And then looking at this first weekend matchup, talk a little bit about Cal U, what you see from them, and kind of the matchup for this weekend.
We think we're old and experienced. They're more old and more depth than we are. They bring back 8 starters on their offense. They do bring back 2 starters on their rotation. They, for some reason, are one of those teams that we struggle with. We have not won a series against Cal U since I've been here. It's just that team that I don't know if it's because it's early in the year. I don't know if it's because it's always freaking cold, here in February, but we just don't win that weekend. So it'll probably be one of the best matchups in region this weekend in the Atlantic region. I think it'll be exciting. I think it can be 3 really competitive close ball games. It's going to come down to, truthfully, between the 2 of us, who takes care of the baseball more, who gets more free stuff as an offense, and what pitching staff can limit big innings. Again, they're top 10. We're trying to get to the top 10 in the region. It'll be a big matchup, seeing who can win a weekend right now.
And finally, opening weekend, always a big one for the guys. Excited to get back out on the field. How are you guys approaching this weekend in terms of handling that excitement and, as you said, trying to win the weekend?
Yeah, I think they've been really good about it. We've been able to get outside the last few weekends, playing baseball, getting back to being on a field, not just indoors. So I think mentally they're in a great place. Physically, we got to get some guys healthy. But all in all, I think this group, being so experienced, so old, and so mature, I think for them, they know it's just another day at the office. And I think even though, you may have some nerves that first pitch out there, the moment you have an at-bat, or the moment you throw a pitch on the bump, or the moment you get a ground ball in the infield, it's just another day. And I think for them, it's just, all right, we understand we're good enough to do a job. We just have to keep executing with confidence.
Thanks, Ryan. Good luck this weekend. Can't wait to see you out there.
Thanks, Zach.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.